And before we get started, guys, if you haven't already checked out donbishi.com, here we go, VOD review library. Look at this, Yankos smurfing in Master Korea, Viego vs Vi, any champion course, guys, we have. There are VOD reviews for these VOD reviews. If you don't climb a full tier from watching maybe 2 or 3 on your champion, bro, I'll be amazed. I will actually be amazed, man. So you've got all of this. This is from a tier 1 subscription. You've got access to all of these. So there are Chaos games, there are Lucid games, Canyon, Kanavi, all of the top tier players getting reviewed. You've also got leaderboards where you can, like, you know, compete with people this month, all time and stuff. So get signed up, hundreds of people in there. So let's go. Let's see if you can beat them. And of course, we have our courses as well, guys. So we have 5 champion courses. Kindred is coming out this week, followed by Kane in the next couple of weeks, and then Rengar. Hopefully in the next few weeks, maybe we even get someone in to do that course as well. Then we've got the macro dojo. Honestly, if you're any jungler, it doesn't matter what jungler you play, whether we have a champion course for you or not, this alone is worth cross-mapping. Let's have a look at it. I've already shown you guys this. Let's do recap quiz part 4. 6 questions, but there'll be multiple. So the enemy jungler is top here. He's under the tower, right? So if Shaco's top, what can we do with Lee Sin here? Maybe we should go and dive bot lane. Let's have a look, see if it's right. Oh, there you go. So that's what it's about. It's about testing you in real time almost and giving you options. You're going to click, you're going to select the right answer and stuff. So obviously go and check out the website. There's also a free jungle IQ test you guys can take. Let us know what you get in it. None of you will get 11 out of 11, trust me. It's too difficult. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video that you're about to watch of me reviewing my own gameplay. I think it'll be very useful for you. Check out the website. Good luck in your games. Like the video. Don't be shibbo. So in this game, I start Wolves because I know the enemy Kiana loves to start Raptors, right? So because she starts Raptors here, I can do Wolves quickly with a smite, and then I can access her red buff brush like this. As the timer hits 120, I know for sure she's not actually started down here, so I end up just doing her red buff, and you see me put a ward over to her Raptors. So kind of a nice invade here if you're against junglers who like to start at Raptors. But the point of this video isn't really to do with Shaco. This is just to do with snowballing a lead and how to carry a game when you have a great early game, really. So we'll see what happens. So I queue over to Krugs, right? And as I finish Krugs, you see how I saved my box to finish them all off. You're going to notice my bot lane is pinging, and the enemy bot lane do look kind of low, like they're missing HP. But when I look at this person, I've got total control over this, and it looks so much better than running bot, right? Where they have flashes, exhaust, heals, and God knows what else. So I look at this Kiana, and I think, this is just a Kiana who has flash, and I know I'm guaranteed to backstab. And I'm pretty sure I can one-shot this person, right? Like, with my damage. So I go around this corner here, and she clears this quickly, so I just queue up. There she is. I click in the brush to make sure. We backstab in power, 3 auto attacks, or backstabs with Hella Blades, and then I use E at the end, because I know it will finish her off. But anyway, this is where the video really starts, right? So I get first blood, now what? GFFs. Well done. GG, end of video. Of course not, right? She's playing against a Shaco player, so she knows that if she kills me once, the game's over. That's how it is. So, I'm thinking in my head here, yes, I just killed the Kiana, that's lovely. But, what is my next play? And that's going to be based on what she's going to do. The Kiana now knows that her red buff is gone, right? So I've done some weird stuff here. And because I attacked her from behind, she probably knows that red and Krugs are gone. So how is she going to run out of base? She's probably going to think of doing this. So in my brain here, I'm already thinking about my top camps, yeah? It looks a bit weird what I do here because I end up ganking their bot lane, right? And there is a fresh wave, so whenever I gank, I really like to look at waves. So you can see how there's a fresh wave in mid now, and top as well. See the back of it there, and same thing with bot. So because I'm ganking on a wave here, guys, there is a great chance that these two are still going to be in lane. If this wave, you can see how it's about to be cleared, if the next one was back here, I would probably just recall and run out like that. So there's a big difference there, right? So the wave here actually determines if I gank this lane or not. And obviously being Shaco, I have to wait here. My Zillion runs forward, so does Syndra to give me away, which really sucks. I pop a health bot because this might get interesting because I have summoner spells. Notice where I box here as well. Syndra misses stun, unlucky. My box even goes off, and I E to try and, you know, slow the Seraphine so my bot lane caught up. But we got their summoner spells, it's really not too bad. But this was a bit of a waste of my time, and honestly, I still think this gank is good. But if I got a kill, that would have just been like, you know, icing on the cake. And now I know, you can see as soon as this play ends, I'm pinging on the way, and I'm signaling to be cautious here, right? I want to run to my Raptors because I know that is Kiana's counterplay. So every time you make a play, you're thinking about what the reaction is going to be, guys, from the enemy jungler. If you just make a play and you're like, wow, that was so good. You're not playing in the future, man. Stop playing in the present, yeah? When I run over here, the Kiana makes a smart play, right? Even though she hits the spiral way too south. She backs off, because why is the Orianna playing like this? The Vex runs over. Obviously, I know they might contest my Raptors, so I just smite to make sure. And now, you see Kiana running through mid. Now, even if the Kiana did not do this, right? This is where it gets, like, interesting and why this role is actually fun. If the Kiana did not do this, I'm never going to anticipate her to do these. I don't think there's any world in which she does those camps, right? So what I can do is Shaco is just leave these here, or as any jungler, Lee Sin, it doesn't matter what jungler you're playing here. You can leave these camps because they don't matter. Unless you might be thinking, Eagz, You just did Raptors, aren't you meant to do Krugs after? Yes, you are. Yeah, if you want to lose. Guys, look at this person, right? Look at that Qiyana. I have a longsword advantage. I have red buff still for a little bit. I am stronger. Why am I going to give her resources? And also, like, you can see how my bot lane has prio here. So why would I give her resources? Do you want a jungle diff or not? Or you just want to, like, AFK farm camps and just hope the game doesn't break? So on any jungler here, you should be contesting this. Now, unfortunately, I don't have smite. The point here is, like, not giving this person, as you can see, any free kills. And we even get a flash here, I remember. Notice how I'm saving E now, and then Q backstab. Nice. Notice when I Q, I know it's a bit of Shaco tech, I'm sorry. But when you Q, guys, if your mouse is on them as you press Q, you'll hit them, like, straight away. So notice here how my mouse is on her now. So I press Q, and I'm right-clicking, so even if she dashes or flashes, it's always going through. Now, I just killed the enemy jungler for a second time. What is she gonna do at a base now? It's kind of difficult to read, right? She did wolves into crab. She had 20 CS here. So now, because I think she got the bot crab right, now she's got 24, okay? So because she has 24 CS now, it's like, where is she gonna go? Is she gonna go blue Gromp, or is she gonna go Krugs Raptors? For me here, I think she's gonna go Krugs Raptors again, because they're level 4 camps. And, yeah, I don't really see, like, the point in going blue Gromp when wolves aren't spawning for, like, 60 seconds at least, probably. But funnily enough here, I'm actually going to skip my Gromp here. Why? Who knows why I'm going to skip Gromp? So I'm accelerating my jungling. We have a macro course on that coming out next week. Obviously, check out don'tbeshe.com. Bro, the advertising in these videos, crazy. But I'm skipping Gromp because I feel like it. Yeah, it's just, I've just got a fetish, bro, for skipping Gromp. No, man. Why did I skip Krugs before? Why did I not do Krugs back here? It's to contest the weaker jungler. So, why am I skipping Gromp then? It's because I'm anticipating what Qiyana might do. What's stopping her from running to my red buff and Krugs here? Nothing. Literally nothing. And she might already think the game is kind of over, so she might super flip it, and it becomes even more likely she'll do something like that. So can you imagine if I did Gromp and wolves and then recalled, and I run to my red buff? So if I go 1, 2, base, and run to my red buff, if that's not there, bro, I'm going to be really mad. So, of course I don't let that happen. So we finish blue, we do wolves, and then I move over to my red buff, and I even box the brush in case. And then you see that my raptors are spawning somewhat soon. So after red buff, I do quite a weird looking move where I actually recall. Now, why on earth do you guys think I recall here? After red buff? Because it looks natural, right? Just to farm Krugs, and then maybe we come back for Raptors and base. But the reason I recall is because if I do Krugs, I don't think my Raptors would have spawned for like 10 seconds. And I've got plenty of gold here, right? I've got Dirk and 2 longswords in base after red. So I recall, and I go Krugs to Raptors. So they're definitely sequenced, and I know for a fact. So you see me here, I recall, and I run back to Krugs. And then after Krugs, I'm going to go to Raptors. And when I get these, I know these are free, obviously. And then I see Qiyana gank top. So the enemy jungler, we were correct in assuming that she was going to go Krugs, Raptors, and then into top, right? So now my brain is thinking, oh, maybe I do drag here. Maybe I dive their bot lane, right? Because it's a 3v2 if I get to their bot lane. But when I see Qiyana over there, look at her run back. She is running back to her Gromp here, guys. I know she hasn't farmed a camp because she's got 36. There you go. You can see the scoreboard. Pause the video if you don't believe me. So I know that she's still missing Gromp. If she did all her camps, she'd be on 40. Unfortunately here, she was doing the Gromp really far out, so she saw me here. So a bit of a shame, and I queue in and put another bad box down. Honestly, this box should just be like held, and then I can put it here, you know. But still, this pressure isn't the worst thing in the world, and we end up getting crab at the end of it, which is pretty good. And now, it's the same question. What is Qiyana going to do after her Gromp? Qiyana's here. What's she gonna do after Gromp? Honestly, I thought she was just gonna like recall and buy a Dirk. I didn't know if she was going Glaive or something here, but I guess Glaive on Qiyana isn't great. But anyway, I thought she was gonna base here and then run to her red buff, right? Because she's literally just done all her camps, so nothing's up. So I'm thinking, you know what? She might just recall because she's got really nothing else to do, and then run to red as strong as possible. That's exactly what I want to do. So being a lot stronger than her and 1 camp away from 6, I wanted to run at her red buff here, but then I see Vex really low. So you see this mid lane as I move through mid. You can see me click to wolves. And then I'm thinking, hang on a second, like, why wouldn't I look for a red buff? And there's the ping, right? I'm constantly thinking and kind of like know where she's going to be. But if you have a lead, guys, the best way of controlling it is by doing it through jungle. If you just stick to your own camps, right? And you don't use your laners who are in a position to move, you don't use the item advantage you have in terms of jungle, you don't use the ultimate cooldown advantage you have, you are not playing League, man. You are playing as if you're in a practice tool against nothing. And obviously we're not here. So if I were playing as Qiyana here, I would hate to see, you know, Shaco as strong as this on my red buff annoying me. I would hate it. I don't want to deal with this guy. Like, get away from me. So that's exactly what I do. So we run mid because obviously Vex looks killable for me here. And yeah, for whatever reason, the Vex doesn't run off. She just runs into the tower. I probably should hold Ignite there as well. It's just a paranoia thing about 140 ping and people getting away. And off of this kill, I hit level 6. So what do I do off my level 6? I run in and invade Qiyana. Now, I do a little bit of a trick here. This is not Shaco, but you can run out along that wall to get vision of raptors, and there she is doing them. So if you were playing any jungler here, you could do that. And then I'm going to move down. So I know my mid laner here is on a recall, right? But I'm so strong that I'm pretty convinced I can win 1v1 this hard. And if I had Ignite here, by the way, I'd kill Qiyana. So again, if I did not Ignite the Vex here, this becomes even better. But I know that in terms of 1v1, I'm so strong that I can win this, even if no one's here. So we queue in, we go 1, 2, I proc Hail of Blades now with my clone, so my clone has permanent hob. And I know here that when I run off like that, this Qiyana, right, so clone's in front of me to block stuff, just in case. And I know Qiyana here is now going to look for something like this into the wall. So if you're ever playing against a champion, guys, that likes terrain, it might be a Camille, it might be a Qiyana, right? You have to think about even like Cassante and stuff, right? You have to think about terrain and where you're moving. So here I'm moving right, so then click back to the left. So you'll see my mouse here. See how I'm clicking up? And Qiyana's ult just full whiffs. She gets feared by the box. I E maybe a little bit too early. I think I also smited Seraphine, but yeah. Really, really nice champion to play against Qiyana. Very interactive. You guys are probably thinking that Shaco's interactive. He's more interactive than that thing. A 10-second brush queue. Let's go. And we end up winning the fight, right? Just because of this play. So imagine if I just stuck to my walls here. And Gromp. Qiyana still has R. Qiyana farms red buff for free. She farms Krugs for free. She recalls. She might be able to win a fight over here. Why would I let her have any breathing space? Why would I let her do that? Now, it goes without saying that you have to have the micro to back this up, because this is kind of risky, because their support can be here, which they are. But I know, guys, that with this lead, I can 1v2. This would just be like an experience thing, and like champ mastery. So I know here that after I go 1-2, look how good Hail of Blades is on ping, by the way. Oh, my goodness. And the reason I've ulted here is in case she R's me. And also I know that even if they don't fight this, my ult is useful for clearing red buff, and it's also just useful if they do fight it, right? Because my clone has permanent Hail of Blades. So we dodged that. Really, really nice. I click out just to make sure. I should probably hold E a little bit longer there, but yeah. Now she's gone in stealth twice. Let's go. With movement speed. And yeah, we dodged the Ashe ult as well. So the amount of cooldowns here that we baited, the amount of pressure we got from this is kind of absurd, right? And this snowballs the game even harder. So once again, can you imagine if I just stuck in my jungle? FF. Now, the next question, right? Unfortunately, I can't get this because I don't have Smite, right? And also this Vex runs it down, so I box the brush. There she goes. I Q in. I backstab. There we go. I know she can't kill me off the CC we have. Seraphine gets red buff, unlucky. And now I'm thinking in my head, guys, well, how do I play this from this position? Qiyana, what's Qiyana doing? The enemy jungler here could be doing Krugs. Honestly, like, I think I would be. Simply because the Krugs aren't getting attacked by me, and there's no way I'm ever going to look at Krugs here. So if Qiyana wanted to farm her Krugs, she could. But if she farms her Krugs, if she does not, because she's scared, she was kind of like really low HP, well, she was. What is her next move going to be? Where's she going? Topside. Now, my brain thinks she's ahead of me here in terms of tempo, right? If she recall. So tempo just basically means time, right? So if we both run at grubs here, who's going to get there quicker? Qiyana is. She's got quicker tempo because she's out of base first. I've got a recall, so she might be 8-10 seconds quicker. But the reason I stay on the map here is because I need 100 gold for glaive. So this is where you can kind of sacrifice potentially losing a resource like grubs, or maybe like just one grub it would be, because you're getting a lot stronger and that item matters. So because I'm one item from glaive here, I go to Gromp and farm it, and I accelerate my jungling by skipping walls. And you see me ping. And when we move over here, Zillion, my support, is here as well. Lots of supports, by the way, guys. The higher in elo you get will have jungle macro. So your supports will kind of like know what's going on in terms of jungle. So will mid laners as well. It becomes a lot more annoying trying to invade in higher elos because people are just aware of what you might want to do. In lower elos, they will have no idea. I'm not saying that in terms of like flaming or anything. I'm just saying like that is kind of factual, I guess. But yeah, so we do Raptors because it's a really quick camp. And I know Qiyana isn't on grubs here, right? Now, I make a really interesting play here, yeah? And again, what is this based on? Well, it's based on the fact that I hate my Krugs. I never want to touch my Krugs, guys. It's the most overrated camp. Can you see how, like, no one learns from stuff like that? It's so generic, right? And people might even say that, like, don't do your Krugs here. It's not worth because, I don't know, Dragon's up. Or, no, don't do it because, I don't know, your support's roaming. You have to do something on the map. Of course not. The enemy jungler here, right? I anticipated that Qiyana might be on grubs. Is the Kiana on grubs? No. So what's the question? What is she doing then? If Kiana is going to happily give up grubs here, so you've got to think like this, right? If Kiana is not going to do grubs, she's basically saying, look, Shaco, I'm not going to touch these because I've got a feeling you're going to run here. I've got a feeling, and I don't like that. I'm not going to contest you. I'm not going to contest your support out of base. If you want grubs, you have grubs. I'm going to go and maybe do this. Now, of course, this ward is very nice. I get that. But if I'm on grubs, I've got to rely on my team to be over there. And if I'm not there, then I can't kill Kiana. And the other point to make here is that if I do not do grubs, so if I skip grubs here, or go like that to the bot crab, is Kiana going to do grubs? Well, no, right? If she wanted to do grubs, she would do them now. Now, I think actually it's kind of funny in this game because she ends up doing them as I move towards bot here. So you'll see her on the top crab there. Now here I dodge the vision, very nice, and I see their support move down. So I was somewhat surprised to see Kiana over there, right? And Kiana does not have R here. So we go 1, 2, 3, hold E the entire time, still holding it. When she creates a bit of space, I kill her. Now Kiana goes to grubs. You can see how the Kiana was just clicking to grubs here. And I'm totally cool with this because I can trade something even better here. What is it? For those of you who said kill the enemy bot laner, well done. You can get grubs. We just killed your support. Killing a support makes AD carry weaker. If the enemy AD carry or bot laner or whatever, I don't know, let's just say they were dead here, so that's the enemy AD carry, I would probably do dragon, and then I would think about killing them back to lane. In fact, I might even do that right now. So I'd consider running in, sitting in that brush, and killing them on their way back to lane. You can do that on any jungler, basically. So it's what the kills lead to, guys. So imagine if I hit my walls. Imagine if I did Krugs in this game. Such a waste of time, based on what the enemy jungler could be doing. So now I know Kiana's on grub, so do I hit dragon? Of course not. I take her raptors. And then I know Ashe is in a 1v2. So we kill the Ashe. Ashe is dead, look. Now I'm thinking to myself, after I do this, have a think. Let's have another think, right? So we kill Seraphine. On our way back to lane, by the way. This was kind of nice. So I box the brush, I Q over, I hit Seraphine. 1, 2, R, dodge Ashe's W. Nice, hold E the entire time. And then we kill Ashe. So we kill Seraphine twice in like 60 seconds, and Ashe cops it as a result. That's her support. Syndra's nice enough to miss her Q there deliberately and give me a kill. Now, during all this, it's the question, bro. What is the enemy jungler going to do to my showing? I'm waving at her. I'm saying, Kiana, hey, I just killed your bot lane here. And you're probably guessing that I took your raptors as well. So what are you going to do, bro? The Kiana surely is taking my red and Krugs. Surely. So in my brain here, I'm thinking, look, if I recall, is there nothing else to do? So I was actually just going to base here. The reason I'm basing is because I'm going to run out of here or just straight to dragon. Like, there's no pressure on me to do drag, right? Even though I probably could. But my Q's on a 10-second cooldown. I can just recall and probably do this whenever I want, right? I'm so fed. I don't have to worry now anymore. But when I see Kiana's Krugs spawning soon, watch the minimap, 10 seconds on Krugs. So I stay and you can see me pinging my red buff. And look what happens when I ping my red buff thinking Kiana's there. Look where Orianna stands. She turns her brain on and hovers towards the other side of where the enemy jungler is playing, right? So you see me ping here again, like Kiana's now going to be really interested. And for whatever reason, she is here, which is great for me. This is so good because I don't even know if she took my red buff. And she didn't. So this is the difference between like this elo and I'd even say a little bit higher. Because I've played against like almost 1,000 LP junglers recently. And they would definitely be making the move on red and Krugs. So this now means that my red and Krugs are still there. Which is amazing. I basically made all of these plays, right, where we killed Seraphine, we got the crab, we got raptors, we killed their bot lane again, and I got Krugs, and she got grubs. Like, that was it. If she gets red and Krugs, it's a bit like kind of, well, it's just less worse, right? It's still bad for her. So when I see this, I'm like, oh, now I know I've won. Like, this is just GG right here. So I click back into them and then Q out to try fake them out. I put a box down here, and then I recall, right? The reason I recall, why? If I was to run back to my bot camps here, yeah? So let's just say I recall and run back here. Honestly, like, farming my bot camps is probably better, because I think I do them quicker by staying on the map, because of the 8-second recall. So that distance to Gromp is obviously closer than that, right? Now, I know I have home guards and stuff, that's true, but I still have decent damage here with Glaive, and I can clear these camps quicker by staying on the map. But I'm not going to my bot camps. I'm going over here. Why am I going to my top camps here? If you don't answer this properly, guys, it's the same answer. It is literally the same answer. What's the Kiana thinking? Right, I'm going to play as Kiana, yeah? Let's roleplay. Hey, Shaco. I hate you. And Shaco's going to say, I know. Because I hate you so much, you know, you took my Raptors, you took my Krugs. Ugh. I can't stand you. You know what? I'm going to do this now. If you're going to take mine, I'm going to take yours. So Shaco says, well, my brain is switched on, and I want to diff you. There's no way you're getting anything. I'm going to match you wherever you go, because I'm stronger. So I'm going to recall and run here. How about that? And Kiana's like, well, I guess we just FF. Because what can she do? Now, for whatever reason, she was hanging around bot there. You can see her. But I'm covering the counterplay, guys, the entire time, or responding to the counterplay that I can't kind of like respond to. That sounds ridiculous, what I've just said. But when I was killing their bot lane here, remember, and I started basing, their Krugs were spawning. So during that time, I was anticipating Kiana taking these camps, yeah? So that's why I stayed and kept going. So that's just an example of what I just said. So we farm our top camps, right? I don't see any kills here. And lots of people here, we know Kiana, you can see her there running through mid. Lots of junglers here would be like, oh, Kiana's running to her blue buff. This is an easy kill. I'm so strong. Glaive 2 longsword swifties get me there quick. I've got Ignite as well. Let's just kill the enemy jungler. For me, if I run in here, right, by the time I get there, her blue buff is probably gone. And even if I were to kill that person, it doesn't really lead to anything else. So Gromp, I see something better here. If the enemy jungler is going to be topside here, where is she not? And you've noticed how I've included the bot tower in that circle. I am thinking about their bot lane again and just going to kill them. Because 2 kills and a tower is bigger than 1 kill and a Gromp. See the difference? So I let Kiana stay top. I let her gank my Cassante. I ping Cassante, so if he dies, it's his fault. And I take Raptors, and I kill their bot lane again. Ashe dies, Seraphine dies. We get Krugs again. I have drag whenever I want. And can you imagine if I did not do my Krugs and Raptors? I just give Kiana some camps. And red buff during that time, right? Because red buff was up just then. So can you imagine if I draw some camps? Not sure if this is the right color, forgive me. There's my red, there are my Krugs, there's my Raptors. Can you imagine if I made all of these plays, or showed bot, I guess, with my whole top side up? All of a sudden, I'm giving like 450 gold to Kiana, and maybe she's level 9 now. Maybe that's the gold she needed for a Cyclo Sword, or Profane Hydra, or whatever she's buying. So, we take Raptors again. Her red buff is up as well, right? So I'm thinking, right, well, maybe I can attack her red buff here. Obviously, I've got to be a little bit careful, same as before, because my bot lane's not here, and I don't have R. So I'm going to be a little bit careful here, guys. But we see Kiana down there like this, and because I have a box in this brush, and Kiana did not use ultimate. So you see here how I'm taking advantage of this. So now, we're on an even playing field. In fact, I'm ahead. Red buff, level 9, full HP versus that, blue buff. I win. So I wait here, and that's why I entertain this fight. Details. This is not, I'm a level ahead with red buff difference, lets you know, chill in the brush. No, it's even more than that. It's Kiana has no ult, but you have no ult, Eagz. Yes, but I'm stronger in every other department, so I should win. That's the difference. You've got to add more details, guys, more ingredients, yes, to the recipe, and it's going to taste better. Oh, what an analogy. I know she saw me there, so I dodge it. And the reason I E here is because I might need another one at the end of this fight. I'm not sure if I'm going to one-shot this person here, yes? So I E, and then I Q back in case she wants to Q. And then 1, 2, I know Seraphine's over this wall, so watch how I move here. I move anticipating Seraphine to throw something at me. She doesn't, so I just auto-attack one more time. Seraphine's E misses, and we get a kill. Lovely. That's how to dominate jungle. Obviously, it's a little bit different because it's Shaco, but if you get some sort of lead, guys, in the early game through a level 3 gank, if the enemy jungler does something stupid and they die, you have to anticipate what they're going to do in order to beat them here. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this was insightful. Good luck in your games out there. Don't be shit.